Okay, let's do it. Up 100 feet. The field is closed, so I'm not going to go on it. It's also been covered with liquid cow manure today. Those boys finally figured it out. Now it's headed for the circle directly opposite me. I'm starting in the parking lot here instead of the corner to our left. As it gets further and further away, I start getting more and more nervous. I just really don't want to lose it. And believe me, it's no easier to see in person than it is on this video. And it hits the other side and starts to the right. I feel much better now. In the cloud, just above the pointy tree, above the hockey goal, soccer. Coming our way. Sorry, I look around. I have to look around down to the radio every now and then to make sure it's following on the screen. What it's doing helps. Here she comes. I need a second person as a spotter and a third person with a tripod mounted video camera with zoom on it, and the only thing they're doing is keeping it on the craft. Probably never going to happen. As it hits each waypoint, you can see the yaw change. Probably not on this video, but in person you can because of the red lights. This basically is a circle situated in the center of a 6-acre field. So from center to the craft is 100 feet. I think it's 200 feet across. Try to verify that later. Right above the trees. That one tree. Getting ready to cross the road over there. Get a little nervous when it gets that far away and it's such a small dot. Right directly above the flag. Now. Still moving to the right. Now the nerves start. Where is it going to go when it finishes the waypoints? Is it going to come across the field to me and land at parking lot, or is it going to go to the corner of the field? And it looks like it's going to come back across the field. Cool. As it gets closer and closer, the nerves get less and less. But now, as it passes overhead, I don't want to move around and fall on the steps. I begin to wonder, is it going to stop in the parking lot? And it looks like it is. And it's doing its landing. Just that easy. I went back for flight number 6, and the only difference in this flight was, rather than starting in this corner of the field, I left the same mission in it, and I armed and flew from this starting position. Everything seems to have gone perfectly. I like it. And this will be the movie for the 6th flight. Altitude was really consistent. I was a little less anxious. It headed across the field where waypoint 1 was. 2 actually. 1 is takeoff. And started its circle. The only difference in Flight 5 and Flight 6 were the takeoff points. 1 was from the corner of the field. Several hours later I went back and took off from the parking lot. And I was just verifying 100% that on a mission like this, that arming resets the altitude to 0, gives you a home altitude in reality, and also resets home. And there you go. It's coming back to land at home. Nothing could be finer. Hope you enjoyed it. And let's look at the generated KMZ file. All auto. Hey, look, it knows the numbers of the waypoints in this case. Let's see. I want to rotate it down. I want to see that elevation. Elevation looks all just about the same. Pretty cool. I like it. The end for today.
Vernon heading to waypoint home. Ground speed is 0. Vernon heading to waypoint 1. Vernon mode changed to auto. Vernon heading to waypoint 2. Vernon heading to waypoint 2. Ground speed is 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 2. Ground speed is 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 3. Vernon heading to waypoint 3. Ground speed is 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 6. Vernon heading to waypoint 7. Vernon heading to waypoint 7. Ground speed is 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 8. Vernon heading to waypoint 9. Vernon heading to waypoint 10. Vernon heading to waypoint 11. Vernon heading to waypoint 11. Ground speed is 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 12. Vernon heading to waypoint 13. Vernon heading to waypoint 14. Vernon heading to waypoint 15. Vernon heading to waypoint 15. Ground speed is 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 16. Vernon heading to waypoint 17. Vernon heading to waypoint 18. Vernon heading to waypoint 18. Ground speed is 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 19. Vernon heading to waypoint 20. Vernon heading to waypoint 21. Vernon heading to waypoint 22. Vernon heading to waypoint 22. Ground speed is 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 23. Vernon heading to waypoint 23. Ground speed is 5. Vernon heading to waypoint 23. Ground speed is 4. Vernon heading to waypoint 23. Ground speed is 1. Vernon mode changed to stabilize.